We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button, tell me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So here we are with Bbig stock. Bbig continues to pull down lower, and we're going to look at some technicals here based off of 42 vision on the 30-minute and on the 1 day. And I'm going to break down my opinion, just like I've always shared throughout this whole entire process on its way up. When things started getting a little bit too risky up here near 52-week highs, and it broke out to new highs. And if it didn't hold up, it was going to go lower. And what we're looking at here is some strength based off today's action, and some news came out, and I'm going to break it all down. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us, and check out the link down below in the description. And we're going to jump right into it here with Bbig. So the home run of the day was spectacular, even though the S&P 500 index continues to struggle to get back to all-time highs and is sitting sideways currently, and portfolios are sitting sideways as well as in the red. I will continue to look for opportunities daily, and that is something you can become part of as well. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the stocks I mentioned this morning were BKYI, VRDN, and NNVC. Now this one was the home run of the day. A lot of members were talking about it. They shared with me the news. I couldn't find any updated news. And then this turns out to halt for 3 hours straight. But after halting for 3 hours straight, this turned out to be explosive to the upside after dipping after the unhalting, right? Hitting the 470s and took off to a highest point of 60% plus, guys. This was phenomenal. I mentioned it in the pre-market, sitting sideways, pulled back, and took off. The other opportunity was BKYI. Talked about it in the pre-market, jumped up 5 to 10%, pulled back down, did the same thing, and throughout all the volatility, it had multiple jumps of 5 to 10%, but hit a highest point of 15% plus, as well as VRDN in the pre-market started to pick up pace, pulled back down, and took off for 15% plus at its highest point within a matter of 30 minutes. Same thing with VRDN and BKYI. This all happened in a matter of few minutes, and I'm sure that NNVC would have been the same thing even if it wasn't on halted. But since it was halted for 3 hours straight, it took 3 hours for this one, but after getting on halted, it all happened in a matter of 15 to 30 minutes. So if you want to become part of this, you're more than welcome to join us. Check out the link down below, and we look forward to having you join us. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with Bbig, and Bbig continues to pull down lower. When it was up at these levels, I stated that it was near its 52-week high. It hit a new one, and it needed to break through it 1248, 1250 to reach newer highs and new resistance levels and stay above here 962. If it broke through it, we were going to see weakness, and then the next point of reference would be down here at 686, and we just recently broke through it. Okay, so this stock has broken through good news that came out today, and now it's trying to push back up after hours. And Bbig, the first time I mentioned it, was way back here on a Friday as things started to pick up, sitting sideways, and it took off into a Monday, right? On a Friday from 27th of August all the way to the 30th of August, and it broke out to a high here of $10, pulled back down, and took off again. And it had two big jumps after that, right? It had this one right here, so 3 times of opportunities to catch it around the $5 mark and ride it up to the 10s, and it literally doubled every single time, giving 100% opportunity here, here, and here. So that's a total of nearly 300% of opportunity within those jumps. But after that third jump, things started to get a little rocky, and it has been in a downward trend since then. And with 42 vision, you could see the moments of weakness and strength in the chart on the 30-minute, and on the 1 day, it has been transitioning the whole way down. And if this changes into a red candlestick, it's going to get a lot more pressure to the downside, and that's going to show that it is going into oversold area. And if it can't bounce back up with strength, it will continue to go lower, possibly consolidate somewhere around here and find a bottom, but it has not found that bottom just yet. And the lowest point recently was 592. It has bounced off of it, and it's in the 670s right now as I speak. So this is going to be important to be watching it moving forward. But what's the big news that came out today, yet the stock went even lower? And the reason why it's going lower, it's because of technicals in the chart. And a lot of people were seeing this one as a short squeeze opportunity, and it already happened, okay? Even though utilization was pretty high way back here, it no longer is. It has gone down, and the short interest, some of them have covered, and since the days to cover was so low, I kept pointing that out every single time in the videos, they can cover and reposition themselves as shorts again at these new highs, and they could just bring it down all the way down to newer lows, shaking out the bulls and handing it right back over to the bears and the shorts. And that's exactly what they've done so far. Now, some people are stating, based off articles that have came out, that BBIG is still a short squeeze candidate and that it's not over. And that is a beautiful story, but you also want to pay attention to what's going on in the charts and what things are happening right now, because this stock has been going down, and it's already down nearly 50% from the 52-week high. So what's the news that came out today and it made it go even lower, even though it was positive news? Well, they came out with this news saying that Vinco Ventures, right, BBIG, and Immersive Entertainment launched first NFT streaming movie soundtrack, okay? And it's featuring a Grammy Award-winning artist and so forth. So that is some great news with the whole NFT business side of things for BBIG, but that is just the launch, okay? That has nothing to do with revenue. That has nothing to do with growth, further expansion, okay? What makes a stock go higher without waiting for it to be a short squeeze candidate or anything technical is revenue, okay? And when you come over here, this is not a stock that is growing in revenue. Every single earnings has been pretty ugly, okay? Revenue is 2 million, net income is 183 million. When you do the math, the profit margin is in the negatives. So this company has a long way to go to become profitable, and the one time they were profitable years back was in 2017, and their revenue was nearly 15 times the amount, or 10 times the amount of what they actually turned into profit, which is net income. So the stock overall, there's nothing fundamentally about this stock that is really enticing, if not just the short squeeze, momentum, and everything that we saw in the charts when we started talking about it in the fives. But anything after that, this has been in a downward trend, and some are saying that there could be some life again for this to squeeze. So after that news, that doesn't make a difference for the stock. If anything, all it's going to do is just add a new revenue source, creating some more exposure for BBIG, but it's not going to be game-changing to make the charts go wild. The only thing that was making the charts go wild, and I'm going to be honest, is the short interest and the squeezes that happen here. And you can see clearly every single squeeze right here, okay? And a lot of people were concerned always about utilization. Well, utilization is so high. That is fine. They can go ahead and cover their shorts because the days to cover was so low, and then at the same time keep the utilization high, because the same amount of short interest that they were actually putting out there right back into the market, they were actually going ahead and grabbing it and repositioning themselves as shorts up here. So they covered the short interest from down here and down here, made it go up, and then they turn into shorts up here at these peaks, making it go down. So that utilization being so high and days to cover being so low just goes to give more power and leverage to the shorts overall. And that's what I talked about in the videos. I talked about short interest with also the days to cover, support levels, resistance levels. But I look forward to seeing your thoughts on this one. How do you feel at these levels? Do you think this is going to consolidate? Is this the beginning of a reversal? Because on the 30-minute, we are seeing some strength, but on the 1 day, things are pointing to the downside. And if this continues to transition from these candlesticks of red borders and green to red on 42 vision, that could signify further weakness, or it could find a bottom hopefully at that point. We'll have to see, because this has not found a bottom yet, and it just continues to pull down lower. 50% down from the highs, and right now, short interest is not really out there if you do research unless you have Ortex. Utilization has gone down. There's more short shares available now, so they can just keep on recycling and shorting it, and also covering and shorting again, because the days to cover is so low, and retail investors, institutional investors, and the bulls are just handling this right back to the shorts. That is something that I talked about if they get shaken, but there's a lot of articles out there trying to prove a point that this could go back up again. I'm not sure at these levels, but I did want to share my insight, my opinion, and everything that I've talked about so far, and do an update on BBIG. And if you think this is going to skyrocket again, comment your rockets down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.